Good afternoon, family. How are you guys doing today? I am doing well, hanging in there, doing my best, wading through things. It's a lot going on, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. So, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am. I am out in nature as I am most of the time. It's where I thrive my best. And so I love to come out here, and I come out and I work from my patio, and during leisure time, or if I'm having lunch or afternoon snack, a lot of times I'll do it right out here. Bring my little watermelon bowl and chill right out here in nature. Um, I just love being outside, and and so most of the time this is where you'll find me. So I just wanted to come on for a little bit and share. I'm going to try to move kind of quickly because I have several books I want to share with you. I think I said a while ago that I was going to come on periodically and share my library with you guys, and hopefully some of the books that I'm learning from can help you. So today I just wanted to focus on books on planting herbs, growing herbs, finding edible foods in the wild, and how to grow, how to actually grow certain foods, and how to even cook certain foods that you do find in the wild. So these books mainly focuses on that area of business, and I even have a book that will help you if you are living on the grid, if you're out in the wilderness and you're trying to build a new life out there. I have a book that can even assist you with that. So I'm going to show you each book, give you the name and the author, and just a little tidbit about the book, and you can, decide if it's something that you might be interested in. And like I always tell you, when I do my little book reviews, I always try to, look at the resale bookstores first and see if I can find them, at a discount. And if I can't, then I try to, always try to buy from my people. And sometimes I'll even do that, try that first and buy from my people. And at last resort, I'll go on Amazon, because most of the time, if you can't find it anywhere else, you can find them on Amazon most of the time. And that's my experience. So the first book I want to share with you is it's called The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies by Nicole Appelian, PhD, and Claude Davis. And this book is a phenomenal read. I actually ordered it from that website, Nicole Appelian, PhD, and Claude Davis. They have a website out there, and they were advertising it. And I looked at the reviews, and the reviews were great. So I went ahead and ordered this one, I think maybe about 4 or 5 months ago. But it has some really good healing power plant medicine information in here, and it's one of those books that a lot of colorful pictures too. It's one of those books, if you during these times right now, and also if you're really into learning about herbs, and remedies, medicinal remedies, then this will be a good book to add to your library. Again, I want to show it to you. The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. That's the first book. And the second book I want to share with you is also, it came from that same website, but Ron and Johanna how did it go? Melchior is how to pronounce her name. Really different. The website that I ordered these books from, if you can't find it under that first name of the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies, then let me know. Send me a message or a comment or something, and I can send you the actual website or email address, on how I purchased it. This one is the Self-Sufficient Backyard. And again, it's by Ron and Joanna Melchior, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. But this book goes into, if you are, I mentioned earlier about books that will help you if you're living off the grid and you are trying to build a new life out in the wilderness, in that area of business. This book will help you construct. It has a lot of great information, even down to how to set up and build a cabin, and how to, put together a water pump, how to dig and find water. It teaches you how to wash your clothes, a whole lot of things that you would need to know how to do if you're not dependent on Babylon and you're out there and you're kind of like starting from scratch, building your own life, which is something that a lot of people are doing now. And I'm even considering it myself. But let me show you this book one more time. Again, the Self-Sufficient Backyard. It's a very valuable book. I found a lot of really good stuff in there. And a lot of these books I use for reference. There's a lot of information. The next book I want to, if you want to share, if you are interested in learning how to garden do herbs, grow herbs, this is Herbs for Beginners. A Simple Guide to Growing and Using Culinary and Medicinal Herbs at Home by Mark Thoma. This book. And I purchased this book going on about a year ago. And so it's been helping me a lot while I'm trying to learn how to learn more about herbs and which herbs do what for your body and your mind. And so I'm starting to really dig into that. And this book has been very helpful with my little herb garden that I got going. So it's one of those books you may want to look up and look at the reviews and get a little bit more information and consider purchasing for yourself. Again, it's called Herb Gardening for Beginners, and that's what it looks like. Like I say, a lot of times I have to see the front of the book. That helps me a lot when I'm out searching for certain types of books. When I've been recommending a book, if I know what it looks like, it helps me find it. This one is amazing. It's the Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine. 550 herbs and remedies for common ailments. And this is one of those books that I would definitely recommend that everybody have in their library. It's a big hardback book. Phenomenal read. Phenomenal reference. And I don't see the author. Published by DK. Andrew Chevalier. Chevallier is what it says at the top. But let me make sure you get a good look at it. Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine. It is a phenomenal book. I mean, just phenomenal. It just kind of breaks down the herb and where it originates, and it has a lot of information, active constituents in the herbs, and it's a phenomenal book. So take a search and try to find that one and look at the reviews and all that you can find, and it may be one you want to put in your library. I think it would be beneficial for all of us. And the fourth book I want to share with you is called Edible Wild Plants, Wild Foods from Dirt to Plate. So not only does it have a lot of beautiful, colorful pictures in it, it names the different type of plants that grows out in the wild. And trust me, family, with all that's going on, we don't know what's coming. And if for some reason we're forced to be out there we have to know how to survive. So part of the way we survive is to get to know what's out there that we can eat and recognize those plants out there that we can't eat. So this book, Edible Wild Plants, Wild Foods from Dirt to Plate, it also gives you information on how to prepare if you know, it looks like if you're in home or if you're out in the wild, you know, how to prepare the foods that you find. But it's edible wild plants with wild foods from dirt to plate. And this is by John Callis, PhD. And all of these books that I have here, right here, is very, very powerful information. You would really benefit. If there ever comes a time when you're out there in the wild and you got to eat, these books will come in handy. And I would also recommend, and I'm in the process, little by little, is going ahead and getting familiar, you know, with the information that's in these books, and it's a lot. This is also the Foragers Harvest, a guide to identifying, harvesting, and preparing edible wild plants. So this is also a book that it's kind of like the last book that I showed you. It's by Samuel Thayer, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So you can see it at the bottom. But there are some information that's in, you know, similar information in both of these books, but there's also, you get some different stuff too. So I would consider having that book also in my library, The Foragers Harvest. Make sure I show it to you again. Amazing reads, amazing information. Now this book, what I like about this book, it's called The All New Square Foot Gardening. It's the 3rd edition by Mel Bartholomew with the Square Foot Gardening Foundation. So it's called, again, The All New Square Foot Gardening. Let me let you get a good look at it. Make sure you can see it. So this book teaches you how to grow food if you have limited space. If you are trying to grow food in pots, in small, you know, containers, this book will help you navigate that. It'll help guide you to what size, you know, container you would need if you were growing whatever type of plant that you're growing and the way that it grows. You have a lot of plants that grow tall and upright, and then you have some that spread out. And this book will help gauge you so that you can guide you so that you can understand what type of container you would need to grow that type of food or herb. So it's one of those, if you were really into growing food, this book here will help you a whole lot, especially if you have limited space. Again, Square Foot Gardening, the all new Square Foot Gardening. Okay. And the last book that I have is called Seed to Seed. It's a seed saving and growing techniques for vegetable gardeners by Suzanne Ashworth. Let me show it to you. This book. And what I love about this book, it helps you to, it kind of guides you on learning how to grow foods from seeds and how to extract those plants that have seeds so that you can reseed and continue to grow that food. It kind of breaks all of that down. And it has so many vegetables and plants in here. And of course, you know, some plants you can't, you know, regrow. Not every food is not every food will allow you to, you know, use the seeds and I call it repopulate. That's my little term. So some do and some don't. This book will kind of guide you to the ones that will allow you to do that and the ones that don't. And then it tells you how to do it. how to bring the food to fruition, the second time around. It has so much more than just that too in there, guys. But I challenge you to look up these books and look at the reviews and the forwards and see if it might be something that might benefit you in your library. Again, it's called Seed to Seed by Suzanne Ashworth, and it is an amazing, amazing book. So that's 8 books. And like I said, these are all surrounding growing food. You guys know we're in some very trying times right now, and many of us are now growing our own food, and we're trying really hard to be at a success with it. And sometimes we have limited space, and when you have limited space, then you have to understand how each type of food grows, and the way, if they grow tall, or if they spread out or whatever. And so the book I showed you earlier, All New Square Foot Gardening, will help you with that. And then again, if we ever get caught off guard where we have to flee from our homes and we're out in the wild, then a couple of the books that I showed you earlier will help you be able to identify certain foods that is eatable and those that are not. And it's very, very important, because Mother Nature, actually, everything we need is actually in the ground. You just got to know how to recognize it, because not everything out there is eatable. Of course, you know that. So the Foragers Harvest and Edible Wild Plants, those 2 books will help you tremendously with figuring out what you can eat and what you can't. And that Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine, more and more of us, family, by now, are learning that our food is our medicine. And so we are having to relearn, of course, because we had this information and it's still within us, but we're having to relearn about those herbs out there, including fruits, just all plants out there that Mother Nature has provided for us to be nurtured and to keep us healthy. So that Encyclopedia of Herbal Medicine helps with that again. And then if you're new at it all, remember the Herb Gardening for Beginners to help you grow herbs. And a recap on the Lost Book of Herbal Remedies, which is another book that I showed you earlier, and the SelfSufficient Backyard. If you leaving the city and you're moving out in the wild and you are rebuilding, starting a new life out there, you need to know how to do that. And that book, The Self-Sufficient Backyard, will guide you through many steps of many things that you would need to know in order to be successful in that. So I wanted to share those books with you, and I hope that you guys, I held them up long enough where you guys could get a good look at them. Again, like I said earlier, I like to see the books, because when I'm searching for a particular one, that, the picture helps me a lot. And then I just go ahead and look at the author and, determine if that's the actual book that I'm looking for. But anyway, so I hope that helps, guys. Like I always say, when I get this really good information, I want to share it. And I'm going to always reach back and help someone. Like Kali always says, each one reach one. And I say each one teach one. And so that's part of my purpose, and that's what I do. And I love doing it because I love you guys, and you know that. So I'm going to close out my video now, hoping that you guys get something out of this, and hopefully, one or more of these books will be of benefit for you. And you can have these at your leisure, because it's a lot going on right now. And we just need the information to help us, get through it. So, but anyway, thank you so much for listening. And I hope and pray that you have a wonderful, wonderful evening. It's warm here. I'm loving it. just been so busy today, and I need to go ahead and take a break. So I'm about to do that. So thank you again. Please like the video if if it resonates with you. Share, and click subscribe if you think you can continue to benefit. Please subscribe and click the bell so that you can get the videos automatically. I appreciate that so very much. You just don't know how much. But anyway, I'm going to sign out now, and I want you guys to, again, have a great rest of the day. I love you once again. Assalamu alaikum to you. Namaste and ashe, ashe, ashe. Blessings. Continue to thrive, guys. I love you. Bye.